It's great outside. It actually feels like summer. Oh my God.
That's good.
I know, you don't like the heat. I don't either. I just don't complain about it constantly like Charisse.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Hey, we were only a degree away from the record today.
Yay!
Yeah, sunshine and hot. Temperatures in the 80s, you know, not terrible, but this is way too warm for this time of year. Now, because the temperature is so far above the dew point, humidity is relatively low. That's why we call it relative humidity, because it takes into account the temperature. 58-degree dew point. Humidity has been about the same over the last several days, but notice the winds east-northeast. That will start changing and more easterly to southeasterly overnight tonight and into tomorrow. As I said, we were almost 10 degrees above normal, and our high today was only a degree away from the record, which was set all the way back in 1946. 60 was our morning low. At least our mornings are a little closer to average, although tomorrow morning I think both sides of the lake will be in the 60s to get the morning started. Upper 70s, a few spots, but still in the 80s, and all locations today got into the 80s with, again, the humidity about the same as we have been the last couple of days. The difference today was obviously far warmer. Tomorrow, though, the humidity will be much higher because our winds will not have that more easterly direction, but more out of the southeast, bringing back that Gulf moisture, which will be the fuel for our showers on into Saturday. We have been under sunny skies all day today, had a few passing clouds off to our west, but otherwise it has been a very pretty afternoon. The story is going to change, though, as we head into the next couple of days. We'll start to see increasing clouds tomorrow, and no real front has yet developed, which does make the timing of that front and the timing of our rainfall a little bit more difficult. Here's what's happening. This is the big upper level trough we've been talking about. And note that the upper energy almost is not moving due south. It's almost kind of moving a little bit more east to northeast. So there is already a little bit of a pull from this energy away from the Gulf Coast, which is why we're not expecting this front to move on through, which, as I'd mentioned yesterday, is not necessarily a bad thing because there is a lot of energy associated, and we are expecting some severe weather to break out over Texas, maybe even western Louisiana with the front itself. But by the time that front gets here, it will be weakening, won't have nearly as heavy of the rainfall nor the potency with those storms. That energy lifts away. We'll see kind of this weak upper ridge building in, but also notice as we head into next week, we'll see this kind of broad upper level low start moving in from the east coast. This may help to actually bring in some slightly cooler, drier air from the north down south. So we are expecting our temperatures to drop maybe closer to normal toward the middle to end of next week. And also with this upper level energy, maybe even a few stray showers as well toward the middle of the week. First, though, let's approach the weekend. Friday into early Saturday, the risk of severe weather greatest over Texas and northwest Louisiana, but that does include much of western and central Louisiana. Storm Prediction Center for Saturday during the day is not placing us under a risk of severe weather. What we do have a risk of is maybe some downpours that could lead to some localized, pretty much minor street flooding. Most of the rainfall totals appear to be 1+ inches, especially farther west, where much of our area probably less than an inch. I think a few pockets could see 1 to maybe 2 inches of rainfall, perhaps even a little bit more. And if in a short period of time, that would lead to some street flooding. Again, that does not look like it's going to be a major issue. So let's try and break down the timing of the rainfall with the front. Again, tomorrow, mostly dry, maybe a stray shower, breezy, more humid, and perhaps an isolated sprinkle. The better chance of rain is arriving during the morning and afternoon hours. Now, this model really doesn't get the rain started until probably about 11 o'clock. Metro area closer to 2 in the afternoon, and then starting to dry out as we head later on into the evening. So that way, by Saturday night, we're drying out. The high resolution model is actually far earlier than that one. This has more of an early morning rain event getting started before sunrise and then probably most of it gone by about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So both the models, while a little bit different on the timing, are indicating that the evening and night of Saturday should be drier. So that looks to be at least fine if you have any plans Saturday night. Sunday will be dry, again staying warm early next week. That upper low may help to drag in some slightly drier, cooler air by next week.